It is a moment that fills the heart with a profound sense of hope. Against the lush green canopy of the Democratic Republic of Congo's great forests, a flash of scarlet and grey bursts into the sky. 50 African grey parrots, once destined for a life of captivity, are tasting freedom for the very first time since their ordeal began. The air, once silent, now rings with their calls, a cacophony of life renewed. These are not just birds, they are symbols of resilience, small victories in a much larger, more complex struggle for survival. To witness their return to the wild is to witness nature's incredible capacity to heal, a powerful reminder of what is at stake. The journey to this moment of liberation was fraught with peril and immense suffering. These intelligent creatures were torn from their forest homes by poachers, their wings cruelly clipped, their spirits broken. Many were found crammed into squalid crates, dehydrated and terrified, casualties of a brutal illegal trade that values them only as commodities. For every bird that makes it into the hands of rescuers, countless others perish during the horrific journey. The sight of them, so damaged and fragile, is a stark testament to the cruelty they have endured at the hands of humanity, a dark shadow cast upon these magnificent forests. The release itself, which took place in early October of this year, 2025, was the culmination of over a year of dedicated care. The teams at the Lukuru Foundation watched with bated breath as the aviary doors swung open. After months of healing, regaining their strength, and learning to fly once more, the parrots hesitated only for a moment. Then, one by one, they took to the air. They circled above, as if reacquainting themselves with the vast open sky that is their birthright. It is an emotional spectacle, a powerful reward for the tireless humans who have dedicated their lives to giving these birds a second chance. This single event, the release of these 50 souls, represents a beacon of progress in the ongoing fight to protect this iconic species. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated joy, a celebration of life, triumphing over greed. Each beat of their wings carries a message of hope, not just for their own kind, but for all the wild creatures that depend on these precious ecosystems. As they disappear into the emerald expanse of the jungle, we are left with a powerful feeling of responsibility to ensure that their newfound freedom is not a fleeting gift, but a permanent state of being, protected for all the generations to come. The remarkable recovery of these parrots would not be possible without the unwavering dedication of organizations like the Lukuru Foundation. Working in partnership with the DRC's conservation agency, the ICCN, they have established critical sanctuaries for these wounded birds. Specialized rehabilitation centers, like the ones in Dingi, Lodja, and the newest one established in April 2025 at the Kisangani Zoo, serve as hospitals and havens. Here, the long and arduous process of healing begins. The parrots arrive in a truly dreadful state, many with broken wings, severe malnutrition, and deep psychological trauma from their capture and confinement. It is a painstaking, yet vital, mission of compassion. Inside these centers, each bird receives individualized attention. The dedicated staff work around the clock to nurse them back to health. Their clipped flight feathers, a cruel practice used by traffickers to prevent escape, must be allowed to regrow naturally, a process that can take many months. During this time, the birds are given spacious aviaries where they can exercise, rebuild their atrophied flight muscles, and relearn the social behaviors essential for survival in the wild. It is a costly and resource-intensive endeavor. The monthly expense to care for just 100 parrots can run into thousands of dollars, a small price to pay for restoring a piece of the natural world. The goal is not simply to heal their physical wounds, but to prepare them for the immense challenge of returning to their natural habitat. The birds must regain their wild instincts, learning to forage for native foods and communicate with one another as a flock. The rehabilitation centers are designed to mimic their forest environment as closely as possible, providing them with the stimulation and security they need to thrive. The construction of a single aviary costs over $1,000, and with hundreds of birds being rescued, the need for these facilities is constantly growing, stretching resources to their absolute limit. The establishment of the new center at Kisangani Zoo this year is a testament to the scale of the crisis. By September 2025, it had already received 112 rescued parrots, a clear indication of the relentless pressure these birds are under. Each center is a front line in the battle against poaching, a place where the victims of this terrible trade are given a fighting chance. It is in these sanctuaries of hope that the quiet, patient work of conservation unfolds daily, transforming broken, terrified birds into the magnificent free-flying creatures they were always meant to be, ready to reclaim their place in the wild. A monumental shift occurred in the fight to save the African grey parrot on July 31st, 2025. On this day, the Democratic Republic of Congo's Environment Ministry issued a historic decree, a powerful new weapon in the conservation arsenal. This national ban makes it a criminal offense to capture, possess, or engage in the commercial trade of these remarkable birds. It sends a clear and unequivocal message that the plundering of the nation's natural heritage will no longer be tolerated. This law represents a new dawn, offering a glimmer of official protection that was desperately needed to turn the tide against the relentless poaching syndicates. This nationwide measure was built upon earlier regional efforts. It followed a similar ban that had already been adopted in Chopo province, a known hotspot for the illegal parrot trade with its capital Kisangani, serving as a major trafficking hub. The provincial law demonstrated that such legal frameworks could be implemented, paving the way for the more comprehensive national decree. This step-by-step approach shows a growing political will to confront the crisis head-on, recognizing that the survival of the African grey parrot depends on strong, enforceable legislation that closes the loopholes exploited by traffickers for far too long. However, the existence of a law is one thing. Its enforcement is another matter entirely. The illegal parrot trade is deeply entrenched and incredibly profitable, creating powerful incentives for poaching to continue. Reports indicate that just a month after the national ban was announced, poaching activities persisted in communities within Maniema province. Old habits die hard, especially when they are driven by economic desperation and greed. The networks that move these birds from the forest to international markets are sophisticated and resilient, presenting a formidable challenge to the authorities tasked with dismantling them. This complex situation is further complicated by troubling allegations of complicity among some public officials, whose involvement can undermine even the most well-intentioned laws. Overcoming decades of corruption and weak governance is perhaps the greatest hurdle of all. For the new decree to be truly effective, it must be supported by a robust and transparent enforcement mechanism that holds all perpetrators accountable, regardless of their position or influence. The future of the African grey parrot now hangs in the balance, dependent on whether this landmark law can be transformed from words on paper into meaningful action on the ground. Even as we celebrate the parrot's return to the sky, a shadow of concern lingers. The greatest fear for conservationists is the very real possibility that these rehabilitated birds could be recaptured, sometimes by the very same traffickers from whom they were rescued. The forests are vast, and the reach of poachers is long. Once released, the birds are beyond the direct protection of their human guardians, and their safety cannot be guaranteed. This heartbreaking reality underscores the urgent need for a more comprehensive approach to protection, one that extends far beyond the gates of the rehabilitation centers and into the heart of the communities surrounding these forests. Effective long-term conservation cannot succeed without the support and involvement of the local people who live alongside these creatures. This is why awareness campaigns are so critically important. Chopo's Environment Minister, Bijou Koi, has rightly emphasized that the new law must be accompanied by efforts to educate communities about the importance of protecting the parrots. When local people become partners in conservation, viewing the birds not as a resource to be exploited, but as a vital part of their natural heritage, they become the most effective guardians of the forest. This shift in mindset is the ultimate defense against poaching. The challenge is immense, requiring a multifaceted strategy that tackles the problem from every angle. It means dismantling the powerful trafficking networks, ensuring that political and military authorities are committed to enforcing the law, and providing alternative livelihoods for those who might otherwise turn to poaching out of necessity. Locating the rehabilitation centers on ICCN land, where rangers are present, provides a measure of security, but the true battle is won in the hearts and minds of the wider community. Every villager who reports suspicious activity, every elder who teaches the next generation to respect wildlife, adds another layer of protection. And so, while the worries for their future are valid, we must hold on to the hope embodied by those 50 parrots soaring free. Each bird that successfully rejoins its wild kin is a small but profound victory. It is a testament to the power of compassion and a reminder that change is possible. The journey to secure a future for the African grey parrot is far from over, but it is a journey we must continue. The symphony of their calls echoing through the Congolese forest depends on our collective will to ensure they are never silenced again. Their survival is, in the end, a measure of our own humanity.